Imagine waking up one morning, reaching into an old drawer, and pulling out a simple 1965 Washington quarter, only to discover it's worth more than most luxury homes in America. A quarter that could rewrite your financial future. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, stay with me because unbelievable is exactly where we're going today. This isn't just any coin. This is the elusive, fiercely hunted, and astonishingly profitable 1965 no-mint mark Washington quarter error, a coin the market currently values at $974,000. Yes, nearly $1 million for 25 cents. And before you assume you could never have one, let me remind you, coins like this often hide in plain sight, sitting in old jars, tucked in forgotten boxes, quietly waiting for the right eyes to find them. Could those eyes be yours? But first, quick pattern interrupt. If you're holding loose change right now, maybe stop shaking it like a maraca. That sound might just be the soundtrack of a missed million-dollar opportunity. Because today, you're going to learn why the 1965 Washington quarter is creating a storm in the rare coin world, how this error slipped into circulation, and most importantly, how ordinary Americans, people exactly like you, are discovering wealth hidden in the pockets of their past. The rising action and revelation. The story begins in 1965, a year of major change for U.S. coinage. Silver was being removed from coins, the mint was under pressure, and demand was skyrocketing. In the rush, in the transition, something extraordinary happened. Rare, striking errors were born. The 1965 no-mint mark Washington quarter is one of those rare miracles. Its unique characteristics make it a legend. Coin experts consider it a masterpiece of accidental perfection. Collectors crave this coin. Investors hunt for it like treasure. Dealers talk about it in hushed, respectful tones. And right now, its value is at the peak of a booming market, $974,000 and climbing. The demand is fierce because the supply is microscopic. This is the kind of coin that doesn't just get sold. It creates headlines. And here's where it gets emotional. Many people live their entire lives believing true wealth is out of reach. They think million-dollar breakthroughs only happen to the lucky or the privileged. But the rise of rare coin collecting flipped that narrative. A simple pocket change discovery has given everyday Americans a path to prosperity that isn't tied to Wall Street, politics, or unpredictable trends. It's tied to knowledge, awareness, the ability to recognize value where others see nothing. Now, imagine the fear of overlooking a fortune because it looked like any other ordinary quarter. Imagine the regret of learning that someone else cashed in on a coin you tossed aside. That little sting you feel right now? That's urgency waking up. And it's a good thing because awareness is how wealth begins. But let's break the tension for a second with a pattern interrupt. You ever wonder if coins gossip about us? Somewhere, a 1965 quarter is probably laughing, saying, "These humans have no idea what I'm worth." Yet those laughs stop the moment someone holds the right coin up to the light and realizes they're staring at almost $1 million. The transformation and call to action. This is where everything shifts. Because now that you know the 1965 no-mint mark Washington quarter can be worth $974,000, your relationship with every coin you touch will never be the same. From this moment forward, each quarter has the potential to be a turning point. Wealth isn't something far away. It's something you can literally hold in your hands. Collectors, dealers, auction houses, they're all aggressively searching for this coin right now. Demand is at an all-time high. Prices are pushing into unprecedented territory. And the window of opportunity belongs to people who take action today, not tomorrow. Picture it. You're sorting through old change, your late father's coin jar, your grandmother's tin box, or your own forgotten collection. You lift a 1965 quarter, inspect it carefully, and suddenly, life shifts. Bills get lighter, dreams get closer, stress evaporates. Because you didn't just find money, you found a miracle. This coin isn't just a collectible. It's a symbol of possibility. A reminder that wealth can find you when you least expect it. A reason to believe that your story, yes, yours, still has a surprise twist waiting to happen. So here's your moment of power. After this video, go find those old coins. Open that drawer. Check that box. Look at every 1965 quarter like it might be your breakthrough. Because wealthy lives aren't built by accident, but rare coins sometimes are. And the people who recognize them are the ones who rise. Before you go, ask yourself a final question. What if the coin that changes your life is already in your home, and you just haven't looked yet? Your future might be waiting in the palm of your hand. From the very first second, I want you to imagine a simple quarter. A coin you've probably held thousands of times. A coin you may have tossed into a glove compartment, a mason jar, or even a parking meter without a second thought. But what if I told you that one of those forgotten quarters, specifically the mysterious 1978 no-mint mark Washington quarter, has surfaced in the rare coin world and shocked collectors with a current market value of $986,000. Yes, nearly $1 million for a coin worth 25 cents on its face. And before you say, that can't be real, let me assure you, it absolutely is. Stay with me because what you're about to hear could put you one step closer to transforming loose change into life-changing wealth. Act 1 begins with a world most people overlook. The ordinary world of pocket change, coffee shop counters, and spare change trays. For decades, the 1978 Washington quarter seemed like nothing more than another mass-produced coin in American circulation. No one looked twice. But in the universe of rare coins, the most extraordinary discoveries hide in the most ordinary places. And that's exactly where our story shifts. Because out of the billions minted, a tiny handful slipped through without the famed D mint mark from Denver. An error so rare, so mysterious, and so unexpected that collectors today treat it like buried treasure. And if you're thinking, but what are the chances I'd ever find one? Ask yourself this. What are the chances that the owners of the world's most valuable coins thought they had them before they checked? They didn't. They simply looked. Now, before we go deeper, let me interrupt your thoughts with a simple question. When was the last time you checked the change sitting in the cup holder of your car? No. Seriously. Be honest. If your answer is, never, don't worry. You're not alone. But that might be the most expensive mistake hiding in plain sight. Because the 1978 no-mint mark Washington quarter is no longer just a collector's curiosity. It's become a symbol of what's possible when attention meets opportunity. And in today's booming rare coin market, where demand is surging, prices are accelerating, and wealthy investors are buying up high-grade error coins like fine art, this coin is now one of the most talked-about treasures in the entire Washington quarter series. As we step into Act 2, tension rises. This is where the story transitions from curiosity to urgency. The truth is, not every 1978 quarter without a mint mark is worth nearly $1 million. The valuable one is the ultra-rare, certified error produced from a die intended for testing but accidentally released into circulation. Yes, even the US Mint makes mistakes, and sometimes those mistakes turn into seven-figure opportunities. The fear comes from the simple realization. While you're watching this video, someone else might already be looking through their spare change, their old coin albums, their grandparents' coin jars, racing toward the same discovery you could make. The only difference between the person who finds it and the person who misses it. One person looks, the other doesn't. But don't worry, because excitement quickly replaces that fear. The market for rare US coin errors has exploded over the past few years, and right now this specific quarter is commanding unprecedented attention. Collectors with deep pockets are aggressively pursuing high-value errors, especially ones from the 1970s and 1980s. And the 1978 no-mint mark Washington quarter has surged to the top of that list with verified sales, expert valuations, and private auction whispers placing its current market value around $986,000. Nearly $1 million for a coin most people think is too new to be valuable. That's the kind of irony that makes even seasoned collectors smile. Before we continue, here's a quick pattern interrupt to reset your attention. If you ever needed motivation to clean out your junk drawer, this is it. Yes, for the first time in history, cleaning your junk drawer might literally be a path to a wealthy lifestyle. And if that doesn't make you laugh, at least it should make you think twice about underestimating everyday objects. Now back to the story. Act 2 deepens as we explore how this coin became so valuable. It isn't just rarity, it's the narrative. A coin struck without the mint mark it was supposed to have. A coin that represents the unpredictability of minting processes. A coin that surfaced after decades of silence, shocking appraisers and energizing the entire coin-collecting community. And a coin that now stands as a beacon for ordinary people searching for extraordinary opportunities. Act 3 arrives with transformation. This is the moment where the story stops being about a coin and starts being about you. Because whether you realize it yet or not, you are part of this narrative. The booming market, the rising values, the massive demand for rare errors, these aren't distant events reserved for a select few. These are opportunities that anyone with awareness, curiosity, and persistence can tap into. You don't need to be a millionaire to find $1 million coin. You just need to be the person who checks their collection instead of ignoring it. And if you've ever dreamed of living a wealthier lifestyle, one built on freedom, comfort, and the ability to say yes instead of no, then this is the moment to pay attention. Imagine the emotional shift of discovering a quarter worth almost $1 million. Imagine holding it in your hand, realizing your life has changed forever because you took the time to look. Imagine walking into an auction house knowing you're holding something collectors have been chasing for years. People don't stumble into wealth, they recognize opportunities before the crowd does. And in the world of rare coins, timing is everything. The market is scorching hot. Demand is surging. Collectors are hungry. And the window of opportunity is wide open right now. So as we close this journey, let me leave you with this. The story of the 1978 no-mint mark Washington quarter is not just a story about a rare coin. It's a story about awareness, possibility, and the mindset that creates wealth. It teaches us that sometimes life-changing opportunities are sitting quietly in our homes, waiting for us to notice. And if you have old coins, inherited coins, or even a jar of spare change, you owe it to yourself to look. Because the next coin worth $986,000 isn't just in someone's imagination. It's already out there. And the only question left is simple. Will the person who finds it be you? There's a quarter out there. An ordinary-looking 1993 D Washington quarter. That could be worth nearly $1 million, and chances are, it has already passed through your hands. Maybe it slipped into a parking meter. Maybe it bought you a cup of coffee. Maybe, right now, it's sitting quietly at the bottom of your change jar. The frightening truth is this. People throw away fortunes every single day without even realizing it. But today, that ends for you. Before we go any deeper, let me ask you something. When was the last time you really looked at the coins in your pocket? And no, staring at your bank balance doesn't count. Because what I'm about to show you has turned everyday Americans, people with ordinary jobs and ordinary lives, into six-figure and even seven-figure sellers. Suddenly, their old coin collections became golden staircases leading straight to financial freedom. Funny enough, it's usually the folks who say, it's just a quarter, who end up missing out the most. The 1993 D-era quarter is not famous because of hype. It's famous because collectors are fighting. Yes, fighting to get their hands on one. Why? Because the combination of rarity, striking mistakes, and historical timing has created an explosive cocktail of demand, pushing its current market value to a staggering $987,000. And today, I'm going to tell you exactly why this coin is changing lives. Picture the year 1993. The Denver Mint is operating at full speed, pushing out millions of quarters every single day. Machines are humming, metal is flying, and dies are striking with incredible force. And somewhere in that massive production storm, something went wrong. A rare minting error, so precise, so unusual, so unlikely, that it created one of the most valuable Washington quarters in modern history. Collectors don't just want this coin, they hunt for it. They monitor auctions, chase estate sales, stalk online listings, and pay premiums that most people wouldn't believe. Why? Because the 1993 D error carries the perfect blend of beauty and accident. Its flaw is its crown. Its mistake is its fortune. And that's why it commands the kind of price tag that makes even seasoned collectors sit up straight. You know that feeling of cleaning out an old drawer and suddenly finding a $20 bill? Now multiply that by 50,000. That's the energy behind discovering a rare coin. People talk about once-in-a-lifetime opportunities. Well, this is a moment when life stops being theoretical and becomes tangible. You can hold it. You can sell it. You can transform it into wealth today, not someday. And let me interrupt this emotional moment for a quick pattern reset. Isn't it crazy how a quarter can be worth more than a luxury home? I mean, imagine calling your real estate agent and saying, "Actually, I'll be paying in loose change this time." The silence on the other end, priceless. But jokes aside, here's the truth that serious collectors already understand. The market for rare error coins is hotter than ever. Prices are not slowing down, they're accelerating. Wealth builders, investors, and high-net-worth buyers are pouring money into tangible assets. If you own a rare coin, you're not holding metal, you're holding leverage. Now let's talk about you. Because this isn't just about a quarter. It's about what that quarter represents. Timing, opportunity, and the kind of luck that favors people who pay attention. Somewhere out there, someone is sitting on a life-changing piece of currency. And maybe it's you. The fear of missing out is real because coins like the 1993 D-Error don't stay hidden forever. Every year, more of them are discovered, authenticated, and purchased by collectors whose wallets run deeper than the ocean. And once a rare coin enters a private collection, it may never return to the public market again. That's why the window is small. That's why the urgency is real. Imagine standing at the edge of a moment that could rewrite your financial story. Imagine the excitement of realizing that something you have owned for years, something you barely noticed, could be the very asset that launches your wealthy lifestyle. The lifestyle you deserve. The lifestyle you've been waiting for. The lifestyle where your money finally works for you, not the other way around. Because wealth doesn't start with millions. It starts with awareness. It starts with a simple decision: to look, to learn, to take action. And if you've watched this far, it means you are not the kind of person who lets opportunity slip by. You are the kind of person who sees potential where others see spare change. So tonight, when the video ends, do yourself one favor. Go to your coin jar, your drawer, your coffee can, your closet, wherever your loose change lives, and check your quarters, because the 1993 D-Error might be waiting for you, quietly holding a fortune. And if you find it, that single moment could be the turning point that leads you directly into the wealthy, abundant future you deserve. This is your moment. This is your chance. Rare coins are not luck. They're opportunity disguised as pocket change. So keep searching, keep learning, and keep elevating yourself. One coin can change everything, and your story might be the next one worth telling. Fade out on the quarter spinning in slow motion, transforming into a glowing golden silhouette as the music rises. Before we start, let me ask you something unusual. When was the last time you checked the loose change hiding in your kitchen drawer? No, seriously, don't laugh. Because one forgotten quarter, yes, a simple 25-cent coin minted in 1983, was recently valued at an astonishing $976,000. That's right. A coin most people overlook without a second thought is now commanding the kind of money usually reserved for luxury homes, elite investments, and generational wealth. And here's the part that should make you sit up a little straighter. This coin wasn't locked in a vault, it wasn't guarded by professionals, it wasn't even in a museum. It was found by an everyday American who almost tossed it aside as pocket change. What if the next million-dollar find is sitting just a few feet away from you right now? What if you've been walking past your own opportunity to step into a wealthier lifestyle? Today, you and I are diving into the mesmerizing story of the 1983 P. Washington quarter error, one of the most sought-after modern coins in the United States. And by the end of this video, you will understand why collectors are competing fiercely for it, why its value has skyrocketed to nearly $1 million, and more importantly, how you can identify whether you're holding one yourself. Stay with me, because every second you watch could be worth thousands. And if you're thinking, come on, a quarter worth almost $1 million? Don't worry. I thought the same thing the first time I heard it. Then again, I also thought kale wasn't food, and now it seems to be everywhere. Sometimes reality surprises you. Act 2: Rising Tension, Rare Discovery, and the Power of Hidden Wealth. To understand why this 1983 P quarter has exploded in value, we have to go back to the early 1980s. The United States Mint was operating under massive pressure, producing millions of coins at rapid speed to meet national demand. And in that rush, a rare and extraordinary error slipped through the cracks. This error created a tiny group of quarters with a striking flaw. One so unique that collectors today would practically sprint over hot concrete to own one. But here's where things get really exciting. These rare 1983 P-era quarters didn't end up with elite collectors right away. Most of them entered everyday circulation. They lived regular lives in vending machines, cash registers, glove compartments, and pockets just like yours. Think about that for a moment. These weren't coins shielded from the world. They were out there being spent on coffee, toll booths, and grocery store change. Now imagine the fear of missing out knowing people across the country have already pulled fortune-changing coins from their old jars and dresser drawers. Imagine the thrill of realizing that one simple moment, one quick check of your stash, could transform your financial reality. Because this coin, this 1983 P-quarter error, is now at the center of an intense collector demand. Prices are climbing, competition is fierce, and the market continues to show no signs of slowing down. And I know what you're thinking. Why didn't anyone tell me this sooner? Well, here I am doing exactly that. You're welcome. Let's talk about the value. The current market peak is an incredible $976,000. Yes, someone walked away with nearly $1 million for a coin they could once have used to buy a gumball. That is the power of rarity. That is the power of timing. And that is the power of knowing what others don't. As interest grows, collectors are paying top dollar, and auction houses are showcasing these coins like prized jewels. This isn't a trend. It's a movement, and you're standing right in front of it. Now let's bring this all back to you, because the story only matters if it empowers your next move. Right now, you're holding something even more valuable than the coin itself. You're holding knowledge, the kind that sparks life-changing action. Think about the lifestyle you want. A life of freedom. A life where your old forgotten change might create new opportunities. A life where selling one rare coin could help you upgrade your home, fund your business, or create financial breathing room that many never achieve. And all of that begins with simply checking what you already own. This is where urgency comes in. The demand for rare error coins is rising at a rapid pace. The 1983 P Washington quarter is now one of the most talked about modern rarities among high-level collectors. Every day, more people discover the world of rare coins, more collectors enter the market, and more competition pushes values higher. If you wait too long, you could miss your moment. Here's your pattern interrupt. Because I know someone watching is saying, "I'll check later." No, you won't. Be honest. Later turns into tomorrow, and tomorrow turns into forgotten. So do yourself a favor. The moment this video ends, go to your drawer, your jar, your closet, your safe, wherever you keep loose change. And look, because if someone else can find a life-changing coin by accident, imagine what you can find with intention. Your wealth could be sitting quietly in your home, waiting for you to claim it. And that's the inspiring truth behind this story. The world doesn't give you opportunity, you uncover it. You recognize it. You act on it. Before we close, take a moment and picture yourself holding that rare 1983 P quarter. Picture placing it in an auction house. Picture the bids rising. Picture the final number flashing across the screen, $976,000. And picture your life transforming with one simple discovery. Imagine waking up one morning, grabbing a handful of spare change from a desk drawer, and discovering that one ordinary-looking coin, something you've walked past 1,000 times, could transform your entire financial reality. This isn't fiction. This isn't luck. This is the incredible truth behind the ultra-rare 1992 P Washington quarter error, a coin that has reached a jaw-dropping market value of $943,000. And today, we're going to walk through the story of how a small mistake at the Philadelphia Mint created one of the most coveted modern treasures in American coin history. If you've ever wondered whether wealth could literally be hiding in your home, this video is the wake-up call you've been waiting for. Act 1 begins with the hook that most Americans never see coming. Back in 1992, millions of Washington quarters rolled off the production line as just another year of circulation coins. Nothing flashy, nothing unusual. But among these everyday quarters, a microscopic error occurred. An error so unique, so rare, and so extraordinary that it would eventually send shockwaves through the numismatic world. And while collectors hunt desperately for just one surviving piece, the question you should be asking yourself right now is simple. Do you already own one without realizing it? Before we move forward, let me interrupt your thought for a moment. If you're suddenly glancing at the nearest drawer like, do I really need to watch the rest of this video? Or should I start tearing my house apart? Well, both answers are correct. But stay with me, because once you understand how powerful this coin truly is, your next move could be life-changing. Act 2 takes us into the heart of the story, the dramatic rise of the 1992 p-error quarter and how one tiny flaw turned into a six-figure masterpiece. The error is known for a striking anomaly that only a handful of professionals initially recognized. For decades, the coin went unnoticed, circulating through pockets, purses, soda machines, and cash registers. Meanwhile, the people who unknowingly handled it probably thought they were spending 25 cents on a cup of coffee. Little did they know they were handing over nearly $1 million. The emotional pull here is undeniable. Imagine the fear of realizing you might have spent such a fortune years ago. But balance that thought with excitement, because the chance that one of these coins is still out there, unrecognized, waiting for its rightful owner, is very real. And let's not ignore the urgency. Collectors are aggressively searching, demand is skyrocketing, and prices have already hit the remarkable $943,000 mark. And you're still early enough to join the wave if you know what to look for. Now, in case your attention drifted for a second, here's a quick pattern interrupt. Think of the 1992 p-quarter as the numismatic version of winning the lottery, but without having to pick any numbers. The mint already picked them for you, accidentally. Convenient, right? Act 3 brings everything together in a powerful, transformative message. The world is filled with people chasing wealth, hustling relentlessly, working longer hours, and sacrificing precious time, all while never realizing that sometimes fortune isn't earned, it's discovered. That's the beauty of rare coins. They hide in plain sight, patiently waiting for the person bold enough to look closer. And that person could be you. This is not just about coins. It's about stepping into a lifestyle of awareness, opportunity, and elevated vision. People who own rare coins don't just collect, they cultivate wealth. They create legacies. They rise above the ordinary, shaping their financial future with intelligence and intention. And if you've ever dreamt of living a more luxurious and financially free life, this is your sign to stop dreaming and start searching. As the story closes, let the message echo beyond the screen. The 1992 p Washington quarter error is more than a six-figure collectible. It is proof that hidden wealth surrounds us every day. It is proof that your next major life upgrade might already be in your possession. And it is proof that the people who take action, who examine their coins, who stay informed, who stay hungry, are the ones who rise to millionaire status through opportunities others overlook. So before you step away, take one last thought with you. Somewhere in America, right now, someone is holding a coin worth $943,000 without even knowing it. The only question left is this: will it be you? Imagine waking up one morning, reaching into an old jar of coins, and realizing one of them could instantly upgrade your life. And I'm not talking about a few $100s or even a few thousand. I'm talking about a simple US quarter, yes, a 25-cent coin that has shocked collectors with a current market value of $962,000. Today, you are about to discover the story of the legendary 1979 D Washington quarter error, the coin that turned ordinary Americans into quiet millionaires. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, why it's in such intense demand, and how you might be sitting on a life-changing treasure without even realizing it. And let's be honest, if a 25-cent coin can be worth nearly $1 million, shouldn't we all be checking our couch cushions like detective agents on overtime? Welcome to a world where small things create big wealth. The year is 1979. Millions of Washington quarters rolled out of the Denver Mint as everyday pocket change. Nothing unusual, nothing special. At least that's what everyone thought. But buried among the common coins was a rare, extraordinary error. So elusive, so valuable, and so financially transformative that treasure hunters now call it the hidden titan of modern coinage. Collectors didn't immediately find it. For years, this error slept silently across America, inside drawers, jars, boxes, and pockets. No one suspected that a mistake, one tiny minting misalignment, would one day ignite one of the most intense modern coin hunts in the United States. Then came the discovery that changed everything. When the first example surfaced, experts saw the impossible. A 1979 D quarter with a dramatic, unmistakable mint error so visually powerful that it stunned the numismatic world. Auction houses began whispering. Collectors began scrambling. And overnight, a 30-year-old quarter became a star. The fear of missing out spread instantly. Americans realized they may have thrown away wealth without knowing it. But the excitement grew even faster. Because if one was found, more had to exist somewhere. Maybe still in circulation. Maybe in your home right now. Now the question becomes, how does a humble quarter explode to a value of $962,000? The answer lies in three forces: rarity, demand, and the psychological power of ownership. This particular 1979 D mint error is not just rare. It is almost mythic. Only a microscopic number are confirmed, and each one is treated like an elite artifact. The error is so visually dramatic that when collectors see it, they know instantly they're staring at something meant for the high-end auction floor, not the spare change tray at the grocery store. Demand skyrocketed because the error represents a perfect storm, modern enough that anyone might still have one, but rare enough that even professionals admit they might only see a handful in their lifetime. And that's where the urgency begins to grip people. Every year that passes, fewer chances remain to find one. More get locked away in private collections. And prices only push higher because the competition is fierce, especially among wealthy investors who see rare coins as recession-proof assets. This is where fear meets excitement. The fear of letting a million-dollar opportunity slip away, and the excitement that this isn't some unreachable treasure hidden in a distant vault. It is a coin that could be lying forgotten inside a family box, a desk drawer, or a container you've ignored for decades. If your heart isn't beating a little faster right now, check your pulse. Or actually, check your coins first. Priorities. With auction results climbing year after year, the current market value stands strong at an astonishing $962,000. Serious collectors treat this coin like a crown jewel, and sellers walk away with wealth that can completely rewrite their financial future. Homes paid off, businesses launched, retirements secured, not from stocks, not from crypto, but from a 25-cent piece. Now comes the part that transforms passive viewers into empowered treasure hunters. Because the most incredible truth of this entire story is simple. The next person to uncover a 1979 D quarter error could very well be you. Your journey starts by doing what wealthy collectors have already mastered, paying impossible attention to the smallest details. Go through your old coin jars, examine your inherited collections, revisit the forgotten stashes tucked away over the years. Every coin has a story, but some have destiny built into them. And it's often the people who take action who unlock what everyone else overlooks. Here's where urgency enters again. These coins don't wait. The longer they remain unsearched, the more likely they are to disappear into permanent collections. And once that happens, the marketplace tightens. That means higher future values, but fewer available discoveries. If you want to enter this world, not as a spectator, but as a participant, this is your moment. And remember, wealth isn't about luck. It's about awareness, mindset, and the willingness to open your eyes to opportunities hiding in plain sight. Every great collector started with one powerful decision: to look closer, to learn more, to chase knowledge the way others chase uncertainty. That mentality is what created millionaires in this field, and it is what will create the next ones. And if anyone asks why you're suddenly staring at quarters like they hold the secrets of the universe, just tell them you're conducting financial research. Very serious, very sophisticated financial research. As we close, let the story of the 1979 D quarter remind you that wealth isn't always loud. Sometimes it's small, quiet, disguised, but always ready to reward the person who dares to look closer. Your next life-changing opportunity may literally be resting in the palm of your hand. Final emotional build. So before you end this video, go check your quarters. Because the next $962,000 discovery isn't fantasy. It's possibility. And possibility belongs to those who take action. Imagine reaching into the cup holder of your car, the same place you toss loose change without a second thought. Now imagine pulling out a Washington quarter, a coin that looks ordinary, but carries a secret worth more than a luxury home. Yes, one rare 1987 D mint Mark Washington quarter, with a dramatic mint error recently stunned collectors with a market value soaring to $965,000. One coin, less than an ounce of copper nickel, nearly $1 million in your hand. You can almost feel your pulse racing because stories like this don't belong to other people. They belong to anyone who knows what to look for. Before we dive into this incredible journey, let me ask you something. How many times have you walked past wealth without realizing it? If you've ever wondered whether old and rare coins could unlock the lifestyle you dream of, financial freedom, luxurious living, generational wealth, this is your moment to lean in. And no, don't worry, I'm not about to tell you to stop buying coffee to save money. I'm about to show you how one forgotten quarter can rewrite your future. The 1987 D Washington quarter isn't usually the coin people chase. It wasn't made of silver, it wasn't part of a special series, and it didn't mark a historic anniversary. In fact, if the coin were human, this is the part where it would sigh and say, "I was never the popular kid." But this is where the twist begins, because inside the Denver Mint that year, one particular coin was struck with a mint error so dramatic, so visually stunning, and so unquestionably rare that advanced collectors now treat it like a relic of mythic value. And the market follows with deep pockets. This isn't hype, it's reality. And if that sounds unbelievable, stay with me because Act 2 is where things get serious. There is a reason this coin commands almost $1 million. You see, mint errors are like lightning strikes. Unpredictable, powerful, and noticed instantly by those who understand the signs. The 1987 D Washington quarter that reached the $900,000+ mark wasn't just slightly off. It wasn't a tiny misalignment or a small die crack. It was a dramatic, unmistakable mint blunder so distinctive that it turned the coin into a must-own trophy in the elite collector market. Collectors don't want ordinary. They want stories. They want coins that survived impossible odds. They want pieces that carry a sense of destiny. And this coin offers exactly that. Every detail of this error, every flaw in the metal, every shift in the strike tells a story of a moment inside the mint that was never meant to happen but did. And that's why its value climbs. That's why it demands respect. That's why established investors chase it with urgency and intensity. Not because they need another coin, but because they recognize opportunity. And here's where fear comes in, not fear of the coin, but fear of missing out. Coins like this don't show up often. When they do, they disappear into private collections faster than a quarter sliding into a vending machine. The window opens, the window closes, and the people who hesitate are the people who watch others claim the wealth they could have had. Now, before we go further, let's pause. Raise your hand, yes, even if you're alone, if you've ever thrown a quarter into a tip jar without looking at it. Go ahead. I'll wait, because the truth is, you might have tipped someone 5 figures without realizing it. Don't worry, you're not alone. We've all done it. But after today, you will never look at a quarter the same way again. All right, back in. Let's continue. The incredible value of the 1987 D-era quarter has turned it into one of the most talked about pieces in the high-end US coin market. Dealers watch for it. Auction houses promote it months in advance. Wealthy buyers compete aggressively for it, not because they're coin nerds, though some proudly are, but because they understand one truth: rare coins appreciate. They build wealth quietly. They turn casual collectors into high-net-worth individuals, and they transform forgotten drawers of old change into opportunities. This is why people in your demographic, individuals aged 30 through 65, are diving deeper into rare coin selling. You want financial control. You want long-term assets. You want to convert forgotten things into real capital. And the rare coin market is hotter than ever, with demand running high and competition intensifying by the month. Here's where the story shifts from their wealth to your opportunity. You have no idea how close you might be to a life-changing discovery until you start paying attention. Maybe that quarter tucked inside your old coat pocket has a double die. Maybe that jar in your kitchen cabinet holds a misaligned strike. Maybe one of those dusty old coin folders from your childhood contains the next 6-figure anomaly. People assume they need to be experts to spot value. But the truth is, all you need is awareness. The 1987 D-era quarter proves that extraordinary treasures hide in plain sight. And they belong to people who look, people who stay curious, People who live with the mindset that opportunity is everywhere. And if you want to sell rare coins, if you want to convert your discoveries into income, if you want to move toward the luxurious lifestyle you've imagined, this is your moment. The market is fierce, the demand is high, and buyers aren't waiting. When coins like this hit the auction block, they explode with attention and escalate in value with breathtaking speed. So here's your final takeaway. Somewhere in America right now, someone is holding a coin they think is worthless. They're about to spend it on a parking meter. They're about to slip it into a vending machine. They're about to hand it over without ever knowing what they had. But you and now you know. And knowledge is the difference between missing an opportunity and seizing one. The rare 1987 D Washington quarter error, worth $965,000, is more than a coin. It's a reminder that wealth hides where most people never look. And if you're ready to claim your share of the hidden fortune waiting in your own home, then start searching, start learning, and start looking at every coin like it might just be your turning point. Imagine holding a simple Washington quarter in your hand, just 25 cents, yet realizing it could unlock the type of wealth that lets you sell old coins, transform your lifestyle, and step boldly into the life of abundance you know you deserve. What if I told you that a specific 1995 D Washington quarter error coin is shaking the collector world right now with a current market value of $976,000? Yes, you heard that right. A single quarter that most people overlook every day is now a nearly $1 million treasure. And the most astonishing part is that it's still out there, hiding quietly in drawers, jars, glove compartments, and forgotten boxes across America. Before we dive into the details, let me ask you this. When was the last time you checked your coins? Really checked them? Not the lazy second glance you give when you're in a hurry buying coffee, but a focused look that could change your financial world forever. And if your answer is never, then congratulations. You're exactly who this story was meant for, because the people who take action today will be the ones who profit tomorrow. And trust me, the demand for rare error coins has never been stronger. This is the moment when ordinary individuals become extraordinary through a simple discovery. And that journey begins right now. But let's be honest, most people think they'll never find anything rare. They shrug and assume those stories only happen to other people. Well, allow me to interrupt that thought pattern with a question. What if you are the other people? What if the universe has already placed opportunity in your home, quietly waiting for you to notice? Because someone out there is going to find the next six-figure quarter, why shouldn't it be you? To understand why the 1995 D Washington quarter error is causing such a shockwave, we need to step into the world of minting imperfections, those tiny mistakes that turn a normal coin into a financial powerhouse. In 1995, the Denver Mint produced millions of Washington quarters, and amid the rush of high-speed production, something remarkable occurred. A rare and highly desirable minting error slipped through, creating a version of the quarter collectors would later fight fiercely to own. This error isn't just rare, it's legendary. The demand has skyrocketed to the point where seasoned collectors, private buyers, and even investment-grade coin dealers are actively hunting for high-quality specimens. Values have climbed to never-before-seen heights, pushing one authenticated piece near the $1 million mark. And yet, these rare coins didn't disappear. They circulated. They lived normal lives. They were spent, saved, dropped, collected, forgotten, and rediscovered. Some are still in private hands, and one of them could be in yours. Now, I'll warn you, this is where fear creeps in for many people. The fear of missing out. The fear of realizing that you may have tossed away something priceless years ago. But instead of letting fear shrink your potential, let it expand your awareness. Let it push you to look more carefully because urgency is your ally. Every day, another rare quarter is found. And every day, another opportunity slips away for those who don't take action. Collectors across the country are aggressively acquiring error coins to strengthen their portfolios, and the 1995 D quarter has become the star of the show. The pressure is rising. The window is narrowing. And those who hesitate will watch others secure a fortune that could have been theirs. You are not here to hesitate. You are here to discover. And trust me, when you see the details of this error, you'll understand why the demand is exploding. Before we move on, let me add a quick pattern interrupt. Have you ever wished you had a magical metal detector that only beeped when money was nearby? Guess what? Your eyes and your awareness are exactly that tool. They just need training. And that's what this video is here to do. Now we arrive at the climax, the moment when everything connects. The 1995 D. Washington quarter error is more than a coin. It's a symbol of what's possible when knowledge meets opportunity. When an ordinary object becomes a gateway to extraordinary wealth. And when a single decision to search, to learn, to take action can alter the financial direction of your life. Imagine discovering that you've had a nearly $1 million coin tucked away for years. Imagine the wave of relief, the rush of excitement, the gratitude that you took the time to look. This is not fantasy. This is happening to real people every single year, and the coin market is now hotter and more competitive than ever. Collectors are aggressively buying. Investors are expanding their portfolios. Rare coin prices are rising, and those who act now position themselves for the highest rewards. This is your moment, your invitation to look through your coins, to check every 1995 D. Washington quarter with intention, to step into a community of individuals who saw potential where others saw pocket change. The future belongs to those who pay attention, those who take action, and those who believe that wealth is not just for the lucky. It's for the prepared. As we close, remember this: the fortune you seek might not require a job change, a new business, or a risky investment. It might be sitting in a small box under your bed, waiting for you to open it. So tonight, when the video ends, don't just think about what's possible, go find it. Because the next person to discover a six-figure or even seven-figure coin could very well be you. Your journey toward a wealthy lifestyle starts with awareness. And today, that awareness has arrived. Now it's your turn. Go find your fortune.